Okay, so welcome back. Sorry, I think the batteries went dead on my camera. I think where we left off at was the chassis and also the turntable here. So it's just to me a paint table, but bought a. I mean, I don't know. This big rig kits are rather large, so if you want, you got to reconstruct your modeling table. Uh, Try to make it so that this thing, when it's on glass, it'll always be straight. Uh, Save a little bit of money, whatever. Goodwill or Salvation Army, whatever. Bought a pitcher for $1. Took the pitcher, throw it away, take the glass out, put the glass on the paint table, and it makes a great turntable. The more you pick this thing up, the more it's going to get broken, pieces are going to fall off and everything else. So what you want to do is, what helpful, whatever, is when you're done putting everything together, basically you're going to have this. So hopefully you have a lot of these clamps because your air tanks go here. Uh, Air tanks go here. So you have to like pre-build a lot of stuff. This stuff, on according to these directions, this stuff all goes on after the cab, after the motor's in, after everything's in, and I don't know. What I like to do is, like I said before, when we did the whole cab thing and stuff like that, you want to pre-build, preset everything so that when you're all over and done with it, it's not really, everything is discombobulated and not lining up to what you want to do. The thing what I do is most shock absorbers on big rigs, yellow, white, or black. So I choose yellow just to add a little color into the whole thing. Aluminum on your older air cans, they have aluminum on the top, aluminum on the back. Uh, Half the tires are going to fall off right now because they're not totally on. But your air cans are usually copper, brass, colored. This is going to be a fast build for me, so hopefully I can get this done before the holidays. I'm trying to recreate my friend's truck. Um, so basically, after everything is done, all the cans are on, all this stuff is on, going way ahead of the direction. Um, Basically, want to take some dull coat, just your basic dull coat. What I do is usually brush coat the inside of the frame. You can see all the glue, the cement and stuff like that where it came out of. But this is about a month old, so it's solid, it's good. You can drop this thing and it's not going to come apart. Um, Basically, brush coat inside the frame rail, inside the frame rail, inside the frame rail, over the shock absorbers, uh, blah blah blah. And what I did on this is still not painted yet. Um, Dry brush, you know, I did model train sets, so I did a lot of dry brushing when I was a kid. Dry brush some of the leaf spring hangers or whatever you would like to do where air guns have taken off air cans or bolts, nuts, bolt, whatever, and it gives a little bit of detail when you dull coat it. Do the inside, do the outside. It takes about, for me, I only got about an hour of time each night, so it takes about a week for me to do the whole thing, and then I'll take and I'll spray the outside of it. Just give it a once over real quick thin coat one side. The other side, this isn't even mounted, glued anyway, and just take all the tires off. And basically dull coat the whole thing. Nothing's ever shiny on a big rig, so on a big rig frame anyway, so you can do all that, and that would be it's going to give a better effect with everything is the same type. So you know, instead of going back and dull coating this and dull coating that, so after you get all the air cans hooked on and your, well, somewhere there the fifth wheel plate is. Oh, here we go. So here's your fifth wheel plate. Directions show to put it here. This is the last thing you would ever hook onto, especially if you want to hook a trailer. If you want to put a trailer on the back of your semi, it's It's really going to suck if you actually fully mount this thing, put the fifth wheel disc on, the plate, everything, and then find out that the landing gear for the trailer comes to here, so it's not going to be correct. So this is the last thing I ever really put on a big rig model kit. But you can actually go nuts. I did. I can show you some. I got one truck left that wasn't destroyed, but I did plumbed the entire thing with airlines, with electrical wiring and everything. It was pretty good. The only reason I want to put the tires back on real quick for a minute is we usually heavy haul. We do construction equipment a lot. So these are super singles. It's a 14,700 pound axle or tires. So these are the tires that actually came with the truck. And as you can tell, so these are super singles. And I got these aftermarket on eBay or whatever. You can go to a model shop, try that. They're non-existent anymore. But for some reason, it's pretty cool. They actually fit the rims. So that actually was pretty fast forwarding. It actually helped me out a lot. And it's just saying is like this is the beginning stage of constantly touching the model, and it's just a pain in the ass to every time you touch this thing, it just stupid stuff seems to break, fall apart, blah blah blah. Just doing this so it stays level a little bit for the rest of the video here. So the wheels actually come with spacers and stuff, so they're spaced out equally. And this is really good. The glass is nice because I can still see my work table underneath for tools and stuff that go missing. But when you're all over and done with it, these front wheels aren't even close to even being done yet. But I just wanted this because, like I said, we have to pre-build. Sorry, I have two cats, and there seems to be just cat hair everywhere. They wander up here once in a while. And next thing is going to be the engine. So doing a Caterpillar engines are usually yellow, cat yellow. And so here's the second frustrating part to do. So you pre-build that. Your Detroit engines are darker battleship gray. Your Cummins engines are a light gray with red trim, red stuff. Caterpillar's all yellow except for the accessories. So here's the best part that actually gets even more frustrating. When you're done, I took the hood and I separated it. Mainly because the hood's going to tilt out like that, allegedly. So get that out of the way. So your cab mounts are here, the floor mount is here on this one. This is actually a really, really good kit. So make sure those line up and those line up. Now here's the thing, if you haven't built a big rig kit or been around 18-wheelers, here's the thing. So you got that and that, so that seems to line up okay. The valve cover's not on, obviously. I'm just looking for lining up because you're going to be surprised how much crap has to go from the motor. It's going to pass through here, exhaust, here's your gearbox and your steering shaft. This has to line up into this, so we'll just put this whole thing up again. So there's the outline for that, here's the outline for that. This part goes into here and goes into the firewall. So you just want to, I don't know, I'm just saying you got to line that up to that. Got to make sure this is correct. The turbo and cooling lines bounce around, go around over here, and the exhaust manifolds come up, and there's just a whole bunch of crap that has to be swung into here and here. I'm not even beginning to even be done with this part, but you just want to make sure that the steering shaft lines up into this. I mean, of course, you can always shortcut it and just make it so it's there, but if you're not going to display the car, and if the semi-kit doesn't come with an open hood display, then why worry about all this stuff, because you're never going to see it. And you just want to, like I said, you just got to pre-build a lot of stuff, have Elmer's glue available so you can glue it together real quick, and hold it together while you try to put this together, and believe me, you're gonna be more impressed with the model when you're done, because the more you touch this thing, the worse it gets. I've built tons of car models, and their car models are really nice and easy, but it's kind of like a clamshell. You build the body, then you build the frame, and then the interior bucket gets put in, you clam them together, and then you work on all your detailing. You have to constantly work on the detailing and the, the, the all the bullshit that goes along with it. A lot of the exhaust stacks, I don't know why, they're still half casted, so you have to put these two together and glue them together, and I kind of like have to use goof off with a Kleenex and clean off the extra stuff, but those will go up there too. That's another thing too, because the exhaust has got to go under here, split, and do this and that. The turbo pipes go around here, around here. Here's something that is pretty cool, come in all different sizes, flex straws. You bend them around, they look like turbo pipes, for the intercoolers and stuff like that. What the kit gives you isn't too bad. Don't even know where those are right now, but they're precast. Some of them are chrome, which there's no chrome really in a 18-wheel, a big rig engine, unless you make it a show truck. These are actually pretty cool for exhaust. So when you're done, you can actually use that. I have yet to find anything that is more than this. You could paint this part aluminum, chrome, wrap it in bare metal foil. To be honest with you, aluminum tubing. Sorry, I didn't get to cut these yet, but this is aluminum tubing, so you would put that, cut this. These things burn out. I mean, after the first year you own a big rig, the flex that they put on trucks, they kind of like burn out and get all discolored and stuff like that. Same with the tips of the exhaust. So unless you're going to put what they call a weed burner exhaust and just dump the exhaust on the ground. But chrome stacks are always a killer part of a semi. These things are pretty cool. You take chrome polish, aluminum polish, and you could polish this thing up to a mirror, and it's nice because I usually use these tubes, rather than what the smokestacks were given. You take a screen door, take an old screen door, an old screen window, whatever, take the screen out, cut it, and you can, which I could show you, but basically you can just take the cut, throw this, not throw it away, but whatever, run a screen around the thicker one, run this down the inner of these two tubes actually intersect, and make really nice smokestacks, and that's going to be great. If that all helps, painting these things is pretty crazy. You actually have to paint the inside of this first, inside of that first. You want to paint the interior first, the underside of it. Yes, the fenders, hood, on a big, they all get painted the same color all the way through and through. As you get to doing this, as you can tell, if you keep touching this thing, it sucks. I mean, I'm not even getting into the mirrors yet, and